Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.
Next on HIKI No, stories from across the island chain.
I really thought that PE was actually going to be kind of torturous.
See how students from Ewa Makai Middle School are learning about physical fitness through technology.
Maui High School examines some of the unique safety challenges among Hawaii schools.
And we see how the Kauai Humane Society found a new way to promote dog adoptions.
We meet several students from Hawaii Preparatory Academy who have created an innovative project to study marine life.
We visit the students of Kapa'a Middle School as they prepare for their annual May Day program.
And see how a video game is inspiring Kamehameha School's Kapalama students to connect with their Hawaiian culture.
All on this episode of HIKI No, coming to you from James Campbell High School on Oahu, home of the Sabres.
That's next on the nation's first statewide student news network, HIKI No. Can do! Welcome to James Campbell High School in Ewa Beach on Oahu. In 1879, James Campbell drilled the first artesian wells into the arid Ewa Plains, transforming them into a sugar plantation. To move the cane, the workers, and eventually the military in World War II, the Oahu Railway was built through Ewa Beach. Today, you can still take a ride on this historic train. Our first story takes place here on Oahu, where students from Ewa Makai Middle School highlight how their physical education program is using technology to help students get fit both physically and digitally.
With the rise of technology in our lives, many feel physical education is stuck in the past. But the Ewa Makai PE department has taken a whole new mindset and thinking to challenge their students.
I thought it was going to be more sweating and more playing outside.
I really thought that PE was actually going to be kind of torturous.
Technology does help students learn. And so for some, they need to hear it. Some people need to see it. Some people need to sing it. Some people need to write it down. And technology allows that. Technology gives many avenues to learn. PE tends to be the most athletic kids do well because they can demonstrate it. And then you have somebody with no skill, no experience of it, and now they're expected to do that same skill. But now with technology, maybe they can't necessarily perform it, but they can express it. You know, whether it's through song, whether it's a PowerPoint, whether it's even seeing themselves.
Merging physical education with technology allows all students an equal chance to express what they have learned, making the focus less on the physical aspect and more on the educational aspects of PE, such as taking interactive notes and using heart rate monitors to control the speed and time at which they exercise.
I think the most helpful piece of technology would be our heart rate monitor unit done by Mrs. Combs. She's able to track her student progress daily in terms of them working out in their target heart rate zone. The heart rate monitor can be something done outside of class. You don't need a lot of fancy equipment, and it can keep you healthy aerobically. You know, our PE program here, we don't focus on traditional sports, and we want students to be lifelong healthy and productive citizens. And I think just exposing all of our students to different pieces of technology.
I believe the technology that helped me the most was when we took videos from the iPad, because when I reviewed them, I knew what I was doing wrong. And the next time when I was ever to do that same activity again, I was sure not to do that same mistake again.
I think about PE after using technology is like more easier and simple, because then later on in the years we can look back to what we've learned.
The Ewa Makai PE department has helped students learn a new way to stay healthy by combining traditional sports with new technology. This is Faith Borges from Ewa Makai Middle School for HIKI No.
We're back at James Campbell High School on the island of Oahu. Did you know that in 2008, Campbell High became the first public school in Hawaii to offer the International Baccalaureate program. The International Baccalaureate program is a worldwide community of schools all offering the same college-level curriculum and standards. From Switzerland to Mongolia, the United Kingdom to Hawaii, Campbell High is proud to be a part of this global family. Students earn an International Baccalaureate diploma recognized by colleges and universities worldwide. For our next story, students from Maui High School examine the unique safety challenges facing many schools in Hawaii.
Well, when I first came here, I thought it was really big. And I even had to use a map to try and find my way around. And I think I'm still using it today, just to check and make sure I know where I'm going.
McKaylee Chalmers, a Maui High sophomore, has had her fair share of campuses. But after 7 schools and 5 states, something about Hawaii still stands out.
It's nice to be outdoors and get some fresh air.
A majority of Hawaii's public school campuses feature open, non-centralized buildings. However, Charles Kaneshiro, the president of an international architecture firm based in Honolulu, sees a storm brewing over the designs of new Hawaii school campuses.
The majority of our schools in Hawaii are older, so they're designed to standards that existed 50 years ago. The more current schools are being designed with school safety in mind, and obviously that's because of Columbine or more recently Sandy Hook. I don't think anybody 20 years ago would have even imagined something like that happening in a public school. I mean, we send our kids to go to school to learn, not to be killed.
Hawaii's older schools are excluded from an easily securable campus due to the layout of multiple buildings and open campuses, although students compacted into one building may feel entrapped.
There's all this fear now that I might send my son or daughter to school and they may not come home. And so there's a tendency to want the schools to become a prison.
Some are concerned by how too many safety precautions could impact students. Toby Neal, a licensed clinical social worker at Maui Center for Child Development, suspects that fear-driven architecture may detach children from their roots.
If there was bars displayed, metal detectors that they have to go through, there's this constant unsettled feeling. All of that creates a culture of anxiety and hypervigilance, which when you're in a hypervigilant state, which is watching out for danger, it's very hard to learn.
Architects like Kaneshiro are attempting to lock crime out without locking students in.
I think architects are doing is recognizing that in order to balance the two, a good learning environment and a safe area is by having what we call zones of supervision. So instead of less glass, there's actually more glass.
Kaneshiro's Group 70 International hid safety precautions in plain sight when designing Hawaii's newest public school in Wailuku, Maui. Puʻu Kukui Elementary School features large hurricane windows, open areas within immediate distance of protected spaces, chain-link gates to control access, a campus-wide alert system, and staff distributed so that every corner of campus is under adult supervision at all times.
It's not designing a completely tragic-proof school. You can't do that, and that would be a prison.
According to Kaneshiro, it's ultimately about balancing security with nurturing learning environments so students can focus on their work and not have to worry about their well-being. This is Sydney Dempsey from Maui High School for HIKI No.
Welcome back to James Campbell High School on the island of Oahu. Some of our students find one of our programs to be a bit childish. I'm talking about the Early Childhood Education program. When students go through this curriculum in the Public and Human Services core pathway, they are taught how to properly run a daycare. Students learn responsibility through caring for and working with actual children. Faculty and community members volunteer their kids on a first-come, first-served basis. In this unique program, the student becomes the teacher.
Our next story takes place here on Oahu, where the popular video game Minecraft is inspiring students from Kamehameha School's Kapalama to reconnect with their Hawaiian culture.
Mention biology class and most people will think science labs, experiments, and animal dissections. But for 80 biology students at Kamehameha High School, Kapalama, their class also includes playing video games.
Minecraft is your basic sandbox game. You can build things, you can destroy things, and you have the ability to play with people from all over the world.
Minecraft EDU, the educational version based on the popular video game, allows these students to gain a deeper understanding of science while also embracing their Hawaiian culture.
For biology, we can use it to just accurately depict the real world in Minecraft. It makes it easier for students to experience it.
Students put their skills to the test by visiting the lo'i or taro patches in Honolulu Valley in windward Oahu.
So we want to build from top to bottom a terracing kind of model of what it would look like in Minecraft, including info blocks that kids could share, like mo'olelo or pictures or data from the things that we're studying out here today.
I started out with measuring the sides and the lengths of the different lo'is around here. And then we switched and I was collecting water samples from each lo'i and testing out the pH balance of each water sample. And we were going around putting data points showing where each water sample was collected.
Another group is actually doing the mapping. So they're gathering the information with GPS. So we have our land assets guys with us today.
We were providing a tool for people to come out and collect data so they can walk around the lo'i and measure the perimeter of it, get lengths.
After everyone got back, I explained to them how to put it into the game. And after that, then the whole class kind of jumped onto the bandwagon with me. So basically you start like with an inventory of all of the blocks in the game and a flat landscape. The only thing that looks Hawaiian is the grass. What I had to do was I just had to look at what we weren't going to use, so like blocks that probably weren't going to be used in making the lo'i, and figuring out which ones I could swap out for Hawaiian details.
You know, I hooked them with the game, but then I kind of, sprinkled and peppered the information through the research and exploration of this place.
I feel like it was really well implemented, especially since it's like the first time that this really happened. Minecraft, along with biology, really got me into it, and it was really easy for me to like focus and get this work done.
It's those that are innovative, those that are prepared for the future, those that can take information, use it, and then produce something awesome out of it. That's where the success of our students is going to be.
Through these kinds of opportunities, students can have fun while learning at the same time. I'm Ren Tita Akiu for Kamehameha School's Kapalama for HIKI No.
Welcome back to James Campbell High School on the island of Oahu. We're in Sabre Grill, where they prepare a delicious alternative to school lunch. Sabre Grill has been running for over 13 years, teaching hands-on food service skills to students. If you're hungry, just look for one of these carts or lines that they form. Each week, they serve up delicacies such as banana lumpia, fried Oreos, butter mochi, smoothies, cheese quesadillas, fried rice, and spam musubis, each for only $1. All the money goes back to Campbell's culinary program to continue serving the school. We now take you to Hawaii Island, where students from Hawaii Preparatory Academy created an innovative science project in a non-traditional classroom.
Originally, we wanted to just build something with our own hands and to take what we learned in physics last year and do something with that.
The Energy Lab at Hawaii Preparatory Academy on the Big Island of Hawaii is a self-sustaining science building that provides students the opportunity to test knowledge they've gained in a traditional classroom by independently creating their own projects built around their own passions.
So it's pretty much just a self-guided, self-management, results-only styled class. Our project is called the Remotely Piloted Marine Study Platform, and what it is a unmanned watercraft that has the capabilities of taking a live feed of the various aquatic life in the state of Hawaii.
And we also wanted to be able to video and record with sound a hydrophone, whales in the ocean, and other marine life. There's also the potential of facial recognition software being used for the whale flukes or fins. Because our boat is piloted remotely, kids from the lower school could watch what we're doing, or they could even control it for 10 minutes or so if they wanted to. So it's the idea that these people can actually see the research being done and that they could even participate in it.
Specifically with me, I'm not really good at like English or history or anything like that, so this class gives me the opportunity to show what I'm really good at. And as a child, I've always been inspired by aeronautics and aerospace engineering. And I feel like even though this is a boat and not a plane, the fluid mechanic difference between water and air is so similar that I think that this project is a really good first step that'll help me pursue my passion in aeronautics. This project has helped me realize the certain obstacles that you'll encounter when you're pursuing a project, such as the collaboration aspect of trying to get over the relationship problems that you might have with a coworker, and also just general engineering aspects like the constant failure of your project and trying to be able to overcome that failure and pursue something that will really be successful at the end of the project.
Well, it's just another extension of what the Energy Lab does, and this is something the community will see and at the beach. Hopefully they'll be interested and they'll say, oh, what school are you going to, or what is this part of? And we can talk about the great programs at our Energy Lab, but also other students can take this boat or this project. They can go a totally different direction if they wanted, or they could go the same direction we're going. And it's just this idea that we're gonna leave something behind for them.
By having this freedom in a study period, they were given a chance to be their own bosses and learn skills and lessons they wouldn't have acquired in a traditional classroom setting.
This is Olivia Kirkpatrick from Hawaii Preparatory Academy for HIKI No.
Welcome back to James Campbell High School, home of the largest student body on Oahu. Did you know that in 2015, there were 2,976 students enrolled? With great numbers come great ethnic diversity, with students of many different backgrounds, such as Filipino, Native Hawaiian, Japanese, Chamorro, Samoan, Portuguese, and Korean. The student body has actually been increasing each year by about 2%. It's expected that this trend will continue, and by next school year, we'll hit the 3,000 mark. We take you now to Kauai, where the students of Kapa'a Middle School examine their May Day program and highlight what it takes to prepare for this beloved Hawaii tradition.
To be honest, there's nothing like having a May Day here at our school, because our school is one of the best on the island. It's so beautiful.
May Day is a way for students to connect to their Hawaiian history and traditions. Being a part of the May Day program at Kapa'a Middle School on Kauai is more than just dancing in front of the school. It's another way for students to break out of their shells and express themselves.
I like to be involved in school activities and meeting new people, and I think it's fun.
I thought that would be a good experience for me and to make my family proud.
It'll just make me feel good if I'm king, because I'll know that people like me and voted for me.
I just think it'll be a great experience for me, and I'd also love to practice my Hawaiian culture.
The time and effort that is put into planning this event takes dedication and cooperation on the part of each May Day candidate. Although they are all in competition with each other, during the election process they work towards supporting each other.
I'm really nervous, but I'm really anxious of the outcomes of it, and I'm really excited, and even if I don't get in, I'm going to be really happy for my friends that do.
Right now for the election, I'm just kind of hoping that all of my friends will vote for me.
I'm feeling very anxious and nervous for the results.
The kids that are chosen for our May Day program and the entertainment program have high criteria. You know, they're expected to do well in their classes, to not have any suspensions for the year, very minimal referrals. And I want them to really take ownership, you know, and be honored to be on the court. I expect them to come in every morning to practice. We do not take out of class time and we do not practice after school. So our limited time to practice and to rehearse is very intense. And they're expected to have that all taken care of by the time May Day comes around.
The 2015 May Day Court has not only dedicated time to a rigorous practicing schedule, but they've also formed bonds with one another. As role models to our school, they help and teach each other in their own ways.
Ladies and gentlemen, the May Day 2015 King is Robert Brown III, and our Queen for May Day 2015 of Kapa'a Middle School, Tiani Cowie. Congratulations, everyone, and aloha.
Throughout the process over the last few months, the students of Kapa'a Middle School have been committed to making this year's May Day a special day for their school. This is Ewa Makai from Kapa'a Middle School for HIKI Now.
Welcome back to James Campbell High School on the island of Oahu, home to the Sabres football team. Each season, our football team strives to be the best of the best. From 2011 to 2014, our football team has been ranked amongst the top 10 schools in the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Did you know that every year at least 10 players are offered athletic college scholarships? Head coach Amosa strongly believes that the character of our players determine their success.
Our next story takes us to the island of Kauai, where the Kauai Humane Society has found a new way for dogs to meet potential owners.
Here on the island of Kauai, the Humane Society offers a special treat for locals and visitors. They allow them to take a dog out on a field trip. This unique idea came about unexpectedly from an employee's suggestion.
The field trip started about 2.5 years ago, kind of on a lark, if you will. Somebody made an offhand comment about taking a dog out for a day, and it just expanded from there. And over the first 6 months, we just put a lot of thought into how can we make this work as a program rather than just something somebody does on a whim.
After months of planning, they launched the Doggy Field Trips, the first of its kind in the United States, and it was a success.
I'd never been in a Humane Society before till we came on vacation here, and we took her out for a field trip. We took her out in the morning and took her to Mahalapu Beach. She wore an Adopt Me vest. A lot of people paid attention to her. She enjoyed her day out, and when we left here, it was a little emotional, wondering whether or not she was going to be adopted, and she did get adopted. And in that time while we were here on our field trip that day, we met another dog here who had been surrendered. She was 7 years old, and we adopted her last week.
Visitors arrive in the morning, pick up a dog, and take them to a variety of places suggested by the Humane Society, including dog-friendly beaches, bike paths, and hikes.
So they get to go out for the day, whether it's the beach, whether it's a hike. They get to get exposed by other visitors, as well as themselves. They may be somebody that has a home or that is looking for a dog that has a home that will allow a dog, and they end up getting adopted because they fall in love with them.
The doggy field trips have led to an increase in adoptions, with an average of 2 to 4 more dogs a week finding their forever home.
I think it's amazing. I think it's a great thing that they've done. I think it's allowed for so many dogs to be adopted.
Visitors are the most frequent users of the field trips, and some find themselves with a furry souvenir from their trip to Kauai.
Funny, a lot of people that already have dogs, 2 and 3 dogs back to the mainland, they come over here, do the doggy field trip, and all of a sudden they're bringing a 4th dog home, kind of thing. So it's a great program.
With a total of over 200 dogs having been adopted so far, the field trip program is still going strong. This is Samantha Gilbert from Kapa'a High School for HIKI Now.
HIKI Now is now on Instagram. For show updates and a peek behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram at HikiNoCanDo.
Welcome back to James Campbell High School on the island of Oahu. Right next door, we have a very special organization that has been serving our community since 2002. The Halepono Boys and Girls Club of Ewa Beach. According to their mission statement, the Boys and Girls Club of Hawaii inspires young people to become responsible citizens. Their role is to create a safe place for kids to grow, provide mentoring by professional trained staff and caring volunteers, nurture character development and life-enhanced skills, and inspire hope and opportunity. To aid in this, the clubhouse offers many facilities to the members, such as a recording studio, basketball court, and library.
That's it for this week's episode of HIKI No.
Remember, all these stories were shot, written, and edited by students like us. We hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as we've enjoyed sharing them with you.
Tune in to next week's episode for more proof that Hawaii students HIKI No. Can do!
Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.